Welcome to Rules of Villainy episode 63, where 3 new trading card game players quest and challenge their way to competitive top tables and discuss their opinions on Disney's Lorcana. This evening, we'll be covering the latest news in Lorcana, answering your question, and going over the newest developments in the metagame. I'm Villain Vince, joined as always by my 2 co-hosts, Villainy Andy and the mayor of Lorcana himself, Brad. How is it going, gentlemen?
It's going. Decks aren't working for me. I'm trying. This whole Blurple meta, you think I'd be soaring, but no. A lot better players are playing Blurple now, and it's all been a fallacy. I can't win these mirror matches, man.
Don't let him spread this propaganda. Brad needs to be playing more Blurple. I haven't seen him on ROV Steel. I've been seeing him on ROV Sapphire. I've been seeing him on all kinds of jank, and he needs to go back to being the Blurple master that he is. As long as he doesn't run into Link in any of the said champs, then he should be good.
That's it. I call it now. Link and Brad, top 2 at Milwaukee, and I think only one of them are going. I think only you're going to Milwaukee.
No, Blurple was like my identity because I liked it, and not a whole lot of people played it. But now everybody plays it, and they're better than me at it. And it's
not true.
It's a tough pill to swallow, man. My games with Ryan on Thursday night, I talked about it in the meta report, were so awfully close. It was really, really good Lorcana, but just like I can't get over that hump. I don't know how to approach these games in a better way now. But we can jump into that when we talk, the main segment later. But it's been rough. It's been rough for me. So that's how I'm doing.
Yep. I mean, hey, listen, I'm doing well, I guess, as well as one could be. I did not go to League on Monday night because had a little sinus infection going on there, or sinus issue, not infection. But I have that problem where like you can't pop your ear. And it just feels like your ear is like full of something. I've had that now for going on a week, and it is the most frustrating thing possible.
The trees are trying to kill us. That's what Emily says constantly. I didn't feel that well on Monday night either.
Isn't there like an M. Night Shyamalan film about that where the trees kill?
The Village?
No, the Happening.
Happening. That's
we try to forget that movie exists, honestly. Mark Wahlberg talks to plants, guys.
Yeah, that's right. That's where he's like yelling at the plant. Or
making
a plea to the tree.
It's me, Mark Wahlberg. Say hi to your mother.
Say hi to your mother for me.
All right. Well, with that, let's get into Underworld news. So not much news, so we're gonna cut right to constituent. I'm just kidding. There was some news. We did get although keep in mind we record this on Wednesday, so you'll be listening to this on Thursday. So if there was some news that came out in the Lorecast, I'm just gonna say I hope you liked it, and if it wasn't great, well, I'm sorry that you didn't like it. So that's gonna cover the bases there. But we did get some rules update in the last Lorecast, particularly the tournament rules document. So if you haven't gone and checked that out, you should. Some pretty interesting rules. Is there anything either of you want to highlight there with that?
I know there was some interesting ones. A lot of it was worded really well. The one I saw was like the art on cards. That like signatures on cards are allowed, but you're not allowed to have like altered art cards. But that they like left it up to the tournament operator's discretion, and so check with the TO before you go to any big events, or ultimately just keep a spare copy of whatever that card is that you've got altered or signed in some way or something.
Just don't keep it in your deck box.
Yes, there was some.
I thought that's allowed in this game because you can put the promos in there now too, right?
So
no, so you were only allowed very specifically to put in the promo that you get at an event That can be
Yeah.
the only additional card in your deck box. So when you get a deck check, the way a deck check would work is you hand the judge, whoever's doing the deck check, you would hand them your entire deck box, and whatever in that deck box is considered part of your deck, but they will not include if there was a promo card in your deck box that would not, like, as long as it was something that was giving out of that event. So for instance, it was a set champs in your deck box, you had the set champ card that you get for attending. If you're one of the first 40 folks that go, that's totally fine. You can have that in your deck box. If you go to a DLC and you get the Pegasus, that's totally fine. You can have that in your deck box, but you can't just have like random promo cards.
It's also
they have to be specific to the event.
It's also why you shouldn't use a dual deck box of any kind, because like Vin said, you hand your deck box over. If you have two different decks in there, you're like, oh well, I'm playing the one on the right in the purple sleeves. That's not really gonna fly. And they actually added that rule, or they had that rule inherently in Lorcana, because in other games like Pokemon or Magic or something, someone got deck checked and failed the deck check because of a promo that they had received, and it was in their deck box, and it became like this whole big spiel. And so I'm glad that's one that they learned from another game on and added that in right from the beginning. There's also some about pile counting is what they called it. Pile sorting is sometimes what it's called. Incorrectly, it's sometimes referred to as pile shuffling, but it does not randomize your deck. But that is, I believe, now allowed once per game. So
that's right.
In theory, 3 times in a round, which is kind of crazy.
So the way I had read that, though, so you're reading that as per game. I read that as once per round. Basically.
I think it says game. Maybe they'll amend the verbiage. I mean, that's a really easy document to change if they meant round, or if they decide that that's too much. But I'll say I was practicing with Reckless, teammate Reckless, and him and I both ended up playing Emerald Sapphire into each other as a mirror. And I'll tell you, mate, we went to game 3, and every single game, both of us had like less than 10 cards in our deck by the end of the game. There's no way we finished that in regulation. I can't imagine pile counting my cards in between.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, they do. So
no
I'm
different
looking
than
at
red blue.
So I am looking at the rule set here, and you're right. They do say here that it may only be done before the start of each game, not during or after gameplay has started. So it's kind of weird that they basically
when you do like a you're welcome or something, you're not allowed to pile count. Then.
It's kind of weird how they would word that there, but I hope they do clarify that.
I would come around on it a lot more if it was just once per round.
Once per round,
because it just seems like it's way too much time being spent. And I know a lot of people can do it quickly, but it's just one of those things that's like, why do you have to do it? Like, I've seen examples of people shuffling on Twitter and doing examples of like, look, I'm doing it this way and that way, and it's still fully randomized. Like, if you're doing it to count your cards, I mean, that's a different story, but
in defense,
there's going to be a time where it's going to be
reading this. It does feel like when reading this that it almost feels like the intent is per match, the way they've written this out but they did use game. So
So maybe they amend it. In defense of the pile counting, I do understand the ability to be able to count your cards, not having dropped one or accidentally left it in a deck box. I've heard of that many times from friends who done it accidentally. And I can understand wanting to count the cards, and Brad's right. Some people are insanely fast at it, but you have to be accurate, or else the count doesn't matter, right? If you're counting, but you miscount because you're going too fast because you're playing for time, so it's kind of this double-edged sword. But it is allowed now, so definitely read all of the rules. It is very, very important to know how to play the game that you're playing.
Yep.
Yeah. And it does have some, but more. What I'll say is I do like how they have really kind of clarified a lot of things, like out of order sequencing, intentional draws. So you should definitely go check that out. And if you're interested, maybe we'll do a little extra content about the rules itself. But next up is the PPG Denver occurred, and we want to congratulate Team Maelstrom for taking first place and becoming the first ever qualifier for the Disney Lorcana North America. Because that's right, it was a CCQ.
Who? Scott? Did you say Sky from Team Maelstrom?
I think you just congratulated the team. Oh, yeah, Sky. Congratulations to Sky. Yeah.
It sounded like you said congratulations to Team Maelstrom, and I was like, well, technically the whole team didn't win and qualify for nationals. Sky from Team Maelstrom.
Yeah, I thought I said it. Maybe I didn't. If I didn't, sorry.
If you did, I'll look really dumb here, and I'll just cut it out in editing. It'll never happen.
That's all right. It's totally fine. I mean, he reserves the right to always make me look dumb. I get it. It's fine. That's his power as the editor.
You look at, or just wanted to make sure Sky got acknowledged, because I didn't hear it either. That's all. That's all it is. It's not about you.
Well, now it seems to be about me.
Now that was.
Yeah. Like now it does seem to be about me. It wasn't until Brad had to chime in here.
Brad never misses a chance to bully him.
Again, I'm telling you, this is what I'm going to say to our listeners and stuff. They bully me nonstop, and I come onto this podcast. I don't understand why they're just being bullied nonstop.
This guy bullies him. It was Brad.
Oh my god!
But that's okay. But yeah, those are first CCQ. Won't be. There are going to be many more. I think is it SSG Con and
SCG
Vegas?
SCG?
Star City Games.
Honestly, folks, all these acronyms here, I can't keep up.
You gotta keep up.
But
it's the letters game here. SCG, Star City Games Convention. They're like PPG. They are a company that simply hosts very large events.
Yeah. But in Vegas, right? They're the next.
One will be in Vegas, correct?
Yep.
Vegas, baby, Vegas. Let's go.
It's not on the strip, sadly.
Yeah.
Lorcana's an off-strip game at this point still.
Can you imagine Disney Lorcana tournament in the Sphere?
In the Sphere?
Yeah,
I feel like that would be very impractical.
But it'd be amazing, though.
I could see inside Wonderland's nose.
Like, I feel like that'd be highly impractical.
I don't know. A boy can dream, right?
But we'll just say also, we are also obviously aware of the controversy surrounding events at PPG Denver. And we're just going to acknowledge that the controversy occurred, and our thing here is going to be kind of two things, which is remember, Disney Lorcana is a kids game, so that we all enjoy.
It's a family game. Is the best way
it is a family game. That's right. It's a family game. So no reason to cheat. It's just what we're gonna say right there. And two, make sure you check your sleeves at all times.
Yep.
And keep them free from any defects or marks.
Have spares with you.
Yeah.
And like I make a point whenever I sleeve mine up, I like a brand new box. Like I don't know what sleeve. If there's an ish sleeve, like seam on the outside, I don't know what's in it, and I'll just change the sleeve out. You know what I mean? Like it's not knowing what cards are in what sleeves are in any capacity whatsoever, and it's just one of those things that it's really easy to just avoid. You know, it's not something that should be happening.
This is to using the exact same color for all of my sleeves,
brother.
Probably. Bruh.
Same color for all your sleeves? Wow, that's so dull.
Thematic, for thematic.
No, I mean, I think
whatever
it is.
deck I'm playing.
I think it's thematic because I'm also using a villainy color. So you're calling us dull.
I mean, it's just
it's practical for financial reasons too. But
it's monochromatic, right?
But he doesn't have to unsleeve all the time.
I do use the dual mats, so they're two colors. Just one happens to be black.
You open up one of the 10 troves worth of used sleeves that I have back there. It's gonna look like a unicorn vomiting in it.
I know. I've done that a lot, and I don't
super rainbow.
It's
all kinds
too much.
of fun colors.
It's too much. I'd much prefer just have one color. But you also like,
Hello?
you know, I typically tend to
Anything
like the
else?
Dragon Shield sleeves. You typically tend to like the katanas.
Got some orange. No, I've been trying.
I
I've been trying a
liked
bunch.
Katana quite
Katanas
a
are
bit.
okay, but I
There's
don't know.
nobody around here
Dragon.
really sells them.
Yeah, the Dragon Shields I got from Gen Con. Honestly, whatever they we got these Lorcana ones too. Whatever,
man.
yeah, whatever they did for the Gen Con sleeves, the limited edition ones, those are really nice. So they're like the matte texture with the like design on it, I think makes it like a little bit puffier. So they don't get that classic Dragon Shield click when you try and shuffle them, and they get like stuck together. So I really like those, but obviously they were like exclusive, and I didn't, you know, spend thousands of dollars to buy like a pallet of them to bring home. But they've been one of my
But
favorite
then that would be
sleeves.
boring, right? So why would you do that? That would be
Exactly. But Dragon Shield
that would
doesn't make
be,
like that type of sleeve.
and that would be monotone.
Yeah, I mean they're black and gold, so.
Well, to circle it back around, to bring it full circle, use your sleeves. Use whatever sleeves you love. Just make sure that they aren't marked in any way. Is the point we're trying to make.
I'm on the search for the best sleeves in the business. So if you know of any good sleeve brands or your favorites, let me know in the comments. Because one of our friend of the podcast, Why Breezy,
These right here.
Ooh. I love the art, but they don't feel very good.
These sleeves, yeah.
But
So just for our audio listeners, I was holding up the Mulan sleeves from Lorcana.
Brad's got the scar.
That now come in a in the what do you call these? The bag
Plastic
kind of was versus the boxes.
Cellophane.
And then the mayor was showing his scar sleeves. But yeah, I will say I would definitely recommend not using the Disney Lorcana sleeves if you're going to use sleeves because they do damage.
I think they're supposed to be getting better though, right? With the deal with Ultra Pro, I thought they were. I don't know that it has happened yet, but didn't they partner with Ultra Pro a while back? And yeah,
I feel like that was like I feel like there's a whole because they were going to release like the Ultra Pro like deck box and binder, and I think like they did, but I don't think they like fully. I think they like just released what they had.
I have
and
one,
they
Vince.
didn't full production for it. Yeah, you and I
got on my.
Like, I mean, and other folks have it because they got it before it came out. I remember there were like issues with like the stuff wearing off the deck, and I just don't know that they ever went back and redid it. So I don't know, like. I don't know if that ever like officially launched because they like talked about the product and then never again.
It's true.
Yeah. Anyway,
mine has a special story behind it. I got it from Germany, from DKP. Shipped it internationally to me.
Your scar sleeve?
Really cool. No, my binder.
Oh, your binder, nice. You got the German binder, Das Binder.
Binder. All right, and with that, we've got two upcoming events here that we want to talk about here. Next up here, we got Glass City Showdown, the I believe 9K.
13K. I will take this one, Vince, because I think last week you undersold it. Glass City Showdown in Farmington Hills,
I did that on
Michigan.
purpose, by the way. I see it
when I went back to timestamp it, I'm like, oh man, it's even worse listening back to it. No, but it was good. Yes, Glass City Showdown happening up in Farmington Hills. It's going to be a blast, and we're close in on 70 people on the main event on Saturday. 8K on Saturday, a 5K on Sunday. They also just fired or set up a kids event that is happening on one of the 2 days as well. And I think there's already like 8 to 10 people.
Why'd they fire a kid?
He had marked sleeves. So anyway, but yeah, 13K, an all-star cast and crew, including myself. But we have Luke Wonderland from Maelstrom, JD from So Shiny TCG, and of course Dakota from Legends of the Inkwell, who was kind enough to invite me to be there. And really, really excited to participate in that. If you can't come and play, at least check it out online. We're going to be streaming it as well, and I cannot wait to hopefully provide you some entertainment and some great Disney Lorcana. And all of that information will be
Go
in the
check.
description below.
Give him the John Mayer. Don't forget to give him the John Mayer. All right.
Go check it out. And then we will also be having the Impact Gaming Center Fabled Set Champs Extravaganza Enchanted Elsa Spirit of Winter with the exclusive ROV ticketing system Extravaganza on Saturday, October 4th in November. Yes, I did put Extravaganza in there twice because it is doubly Extravaganza.
Well, I only see it once, but I was going to actually say that we got a comment last week on our YouTube our video for this event specifically. Ryan said you can't just patent a ticketing system, and I feel like we should refute that because it is very much. I
don't know about you, but I tell you what, I am in talks with a patent attorney right now, and I'm just gonna say, the U.S. Trade Office.
I'll save you, Vince. I'll save you, Vince. It's already filed. It's patent pending already.
It's already filed.
It's patent pending in the U.S. as well as 13 other countries and sovereign states across the across the globe. So, if you'd like to challenge it, I'll have my legal team see you in court. Right?
Yeah. The rules of ticketing.
We might need that. Like, what is that big legal YouTuber? Legal Eagle?
No, I was gonna get
Eagle Paul.
I was gonna get my cousin Vinny.
My cousin. The Utes.
The Utes. Well, you see,
we'll be live streaming this event. And if you like this dynamic here, you're gonna love that live stream. But you should also come because we've got amazing prizes. So yes, it is a set champs. So we've got the traditional set champs on the line, the great, beautiful, Maleficent Monsters Dragon, Enchanteds for places 1 through 8, and then the gorgeous playmat, which I think everybody wants to get. I know I do. For sure. But we also have the Enchanted Elsa for the first place winner. And we'll have some great prize packs and other prizings for the top 8s. And then we've got awesome prizes for our patented ticket system that you can win just by coming and attending. Because you also get tickets, whether you win or lose. You get more tickets when you win, but you also get tickets when you don't win. And you can put those tickets.
I just want to say, we have a 100% game completion rate in all ROV exclusive ticketing system patent pending TM.
That events. Is true. That is actually true.
It is 100% of games that were matched were played. Not a single drop, not a single person left early. Every single game was played through completely to the end. So just saying. And
I say, and some of the prizings we've got a whole bunch of the Scars, the Jafars, the
Scars, Jafars, and Heroes. Oh my!
And we also have signed, autographed from the NA championship. We've got 2 of the promos from that event.
Yes,
the Baymax and the Cusco.
I don't think I have those within arm's distance of me,
so,
but it is.
And we're constantly getting more prizes all the time
with like some.
So if you're listening, obviously if you're watching, you see. If you're listening, Andy's showing these prizes on screen as of right now. But you should also come. So definitely come. And attend. There's tickets on sale. I believe how much is it? $25? Is that the entry?
30, I think.
30, maybe.
30.
I don't.
It might be 35.
I don't know. The link will be in the description. Don't listen to me.
Yeah.
Follow the link for the description. You will pay there, I believe, and I think you can actually go buy the ticket on the website at Impact Gaming Center.
Yes.
Buy your tickets now, but you can also then enroll on the Ravensburger Play Hub.
$35.
There will be no issues with that because there've never been any issues with the Ravensburger Play Hub.
We've stress tested it. We have one more event though, Vince, that's not on our list here. This Saturday, which is tomorrow if you're listening to this when this is released,
Oh,
or
that's
is
right.
potentially right now. If you're listening to this right now, Saturday, starting at 11 a.m. Central Time, going until it is over in Central Time, we have A Fable as Old as Time, the Lorcana Muses, in conjunction with, I believe, some local game venues and things. Actually, maybe not. Maybe it's just the Lorcana Muses. They're doing a 3K tournament. They
are.
Because at least in Arizona, I believe it is in a school, actually, which is really cool. They like rented out a school. Top Cut playing that.
But Andy, who's casting? Who's casting?
Kirsten will be casting many rounds.
Kirsten.
ROV Kirsten will be, I want to say, like the first 3 rounds, the several rounds early on, and then I believe she just found out recently that they may be asking her to come back and cast some of the rounds in the Top Cut. So definitely worth checking out. I also think if you happen to be in the Arizona area and you don't know about this, you should look it up, because I want to say there's a way you can get a Mickey Iconic. It's like a raffle type. It's you don't have to win. It's
Is that
not
what
like
it is?
you win and you get it.
Now, booking my trip now.
The promotional material says it's a surprise pricing for one lucky player, and that's what it is. I didn't ask Kirsten or anybody, but yes, there is a comment underneath it from the Lorcana Muses. Also, there will be a chance to win an iconic Mickey.
Okay, so I was gonna say, I hope I didn't spoil anything, but I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
Breaking news.
Look,
not breaking news.
I don't know how you will win the iconic Mickey. That is something, if you're going there, you should definitely tune into. But I do know that it's not by winning the tournament. So that is not like, you don't have to be good. You potentially just have to be lucky, or whatever the system is that they decide to do there. Probably not the ROV patent pending TM ticketing system, because otherwise we'd have to call our lawyers, and that wouldn't be great. They have their own.
Or you could call us. You could call us. We can make arrangements.
We license it out. We'll license it out.
We license it. We can license it. But you should absolutely go check them out. For one, Lorcana Muses are an amazing podcast, amazing group of folks, and honestly, their logo always top notch.
That'll be at
to be honest,
twitch.tv/Lorcana Muses, and we'll have that link in the description.
And ROV Kirsten, great caster. We love her. And Villainous Kirsten, as she's known on the main pod here. You've seen her here. You'll see her there. Go check it out.
She's about to be everywhere.
And with that, let's move on to constituents.
All right. Our first question comes from Nettie. She asks, when will the villains play Villainous? And that's a question I've been wondering for a while. Our time has been very. Go ahead.
The new one. Have you?
I thought you were
seen the new one? Villainous Unstoppable. It's like a it's. I don't know exactly how it differs from Villainous, but it is like specifically designed for 4 players. And in the picture or video I've seen, it has like a cross, kind of like the board is like a big cross or X kind of thing, and 4 people are always sitting there playing it. So I feel like, without having read the rules or looked into it at all, I feel like we could, the 3 of us and Kirsten, all meet up maybe one day and play a round of Villainous and get that filmed.
Yep.
And put that together for you guys. Would that be something?
Sounds like good content.
Clearly, Nettie seems like she's interested, right? But would anyone else be interested? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah,
I've been trying to get you guys
Unstoppable
to play.
looks really interesting. Go on.
Oh, well, that was a weird hiccup in the audio there. Sorry.
Yeah,
I've been trying to get, you sound like it was going super fast, and I'm like, I don't know that he heard me start, but maybe you started after me. I don't know. I'm spending way too much time on that. I've been trying to get us time to all play Chronicles of Light, since that came out like a year ago, because that had a lot of fun playing that with Emily the couple times that we've played it, and wondering when they're ever going to they could absolutely expand on that game or make another version of it and everything. But between all the Villainous sets that I've bought for the promos and everything, that if we ever found the time, I think it would be great to just sit down and play something a little bit different and have fun. So I'm all on board with Nettie asking that. So if we can make that work, let's do it. And Vince, you had thoughts about it as well. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. So Villainous Unstoppable is more of a board game version of Villainous. So Villainous is more reliant on your individual deck building, like not your individual, but like your deck and how you play it to your own kind of goal.
It's more
There's still
compartmentalized.
that element in Villainous Unstoppable, but it isn't as like. It feels a little bit more
simplified.
Like, yeah, it is simplified, but it also feels more like joined. It's sometimes when you play Villainous, it kind of feels more like you're playing your own game, versus like against other people a little bit and stuff. You're trying to achieve your objective, whereas the Villainous Unstoppable kind of tries to take that more into like a board game where you're really kind of all competing, even though you all have different objectives. And I do like the way they designed it, which is so it comes with 4 villains.
Have you already played it,
base game? I have not played it.
Okay.
Does it come with Scar?
I don't actually remember exactly.
I have it.
Villains
it's in the other room.
Yeah, mine's in the other room too. So it comes with 4 base villains, but it does look like that you will just be able to get, like you do with Villainous, expansions to Villainous Unstoppable.
Yeah.
So they've made it a very modular-esque board game, which is pretty cool too.
Oh,
so
Scar's on the cover. Excited. Yes, I'm in.
So
I'm in. Let's go.
All right, dibs on being Scar.
Nope. You want me to play Iron Scar? Next question comes from Kristen at Grapes. She asked, what is ROV's opinion on the magic feather? Low-key good or too clunky? We must find out.
Jank. Next question.
All right, moving on. No, I'm kidding.
What's the card do again?
Magic feather.
I know what it does.
It's a 2-cost inkable. When you play it, you can give somebody evasive while it's on play, while it's in play, and then you can pay 3 ink to bounce it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really slow. That's the problem, and I feel like while it has this value of being able to help you like convert a good static character, give them evasive, and take out like something else, like maybe like a Scrooge McDude, right? The 4-cost 5/5, give that evasive, and then now that can take out literally any of Blurple's. It's formidable into any of the Blurple cards except maybe TikTok. But like it also has this ability to like just help you hide your characters so that you can quest and like gain a bunch of extra lore, but it's just really, really slow. And given Amber Steel's prevalence in the meta, which I think we'll talk about a little more later, it's just really hard to include a card like that really doesn't impact anything other than like a mirror. I feel like you just play a good evasive card instead of having to play a slightly better non-evasive card and play the feather.
Yeah, I think it's designed to be a tool for Dumbo, just to activate him more on cards that shouldn't activate with him because they're not evasive, right? But the utility that Andy's talking about is a lot of people like the idea of, well, Monstro can come out, pop him with evasive, and then he can just take out everything. But that requires so much ink, so many cards in your hand, board state, that like that's it. Late in the game, if you're getting that combo off, then it went awry. Like the other person is already lost the game if you can play down 10 inks worth of cards on one turn and ready and do all that stuff because ready and discard because you have a bunch of cards in your hand. When I'm at that point in Blurple currently, I'm doing it wrong because I don't have the cards to even consider Monstro as a multi-character or multi removal card because I'm fighting to stay alive at that point. But I'm also really bad at the game right now. So, but my point was going to be that it's supposed to be a tool to activate Dumbo even more. But I feel like since the set started, we're seeing less and less of the Magic Feather being utilized in these decks. And I don't know if you guys are seeing the same or not.
Stop playing limited.
Yeah. Well,
now that people
I don't know
it was in the early tournaments quite a bit, like two ofs at least, maybe threes, but I don't know. I think some people, I went down all the way down to one before just taking it out entirely. It was a one of, and then a lot of times I saw it on a turn that I'm like, well, this is just ink now. Thankfully it's inkable, but I don't know, unless somebody finds a way to absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I'll just say that Amethyst doesn't have enough good cards in it, so clearly,
that's so true.
This is why people need to play something like the Magic Feather, because I am less high on the Magic Feather than I am on Dumbo, and so, but it's clearly must be played. No. I think the point that I get at, which both Brad and Andy have said in other words, but is that Amethyst has a lot of better cards to play, and I think you are making choices about which cards you would want to not play that are probably better, especially as the meta has evolved. And I know you're like, wait, what do you mean the meta's evolved? Blurple's still a very popular deck. Amethyst is still very popular. It's like, yes, it's popular, but people are finding ways in which to exploit weaknesses in common decks, and so you see shifts in that. And my point with that is that a card like the Magic Feather, I just don't think has a really strong place given the more impactful cards you can find in Amethyst.
Yeah, don't do much.
But it's fun. So
next question.
Experiment with it, and maybe you'll find some cool combo that we don't know. Anyway, moving on. Our final question from Caveman Games asked, what do you think of using Big Mickey and Growing Girl Alice to quest for 10 and potentially win on turn 6? Potentially, if you don't win at that point, using the new Scar to do a combo draw of at least 10 or on turn 6 or 7. So what he's asking, or what they're asking,
so
is
it is
they want to get the big 10 cost Mickey out there.
Right, so it's something on 1, something on 2.
Yeah.
Alice on
Growing
3.
Girl on 3. Yeah.
And then Trumpet Mickey on 4. And then play for free the Big Mickey on turn 5. And then on turn 6, you quest for 5 with Big Mickey, 5 with Alice.
5 with Alice.
And you don't. And that's turn 5 or turn 6. I don't know how you win on turn 6. I guess technically, if you've been questing with your other characters, maybe if they were particularly high lore questers, because in theory, you don't actually need the Trumpet Mickey or the 1 or 2 drop to survive or be around at all. You only need the Big Mickey and the Alice, because Big Mickey supports Alice, and then they just both get 5 lore. But
it's a lot of lore.
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
At that point, you're probably out of cards without Scar to Wait, neither one of those are allies either. So where are you getting the card draw from? Even if in the back half of this question, I just realized that
yeah,
I don't know. I think there's some more to think about there. But
if you think about like the Emerald Steel list that was doing really good in the triple deck event that WCC hosted before Worlds, that had like the Hades, right, to throw away Little Mickey and get Big Mickey. It also had like the Challenge Mickey that plays a character for free. So these are definitely cards. I mean, Hades is rotated out, but Trumpet Mickey, Challenge Mickey.
Yes.
There's the reason it worked in triple deck is because you were able to ban a deck and be able to say, look, there are less removal options now because I've just, chunked out 1/3 of all of the cards that, could possibly remove mine. Well, what did rotation do? Like, it got rid of a lot of removal. So maybe there is a place to be able to play characters. I tried testing with like a oops all ward kind of list to see if you can just like get 2 big quests out, which I mean is a lot of
I'll
decks
tell you,
have done that. You know, the key to
that ward deck.
kind of decks.
We'll talk
What?
about that ward deck a little bit later.
No, it
There's
doesn't
a ward
exist.
deck
It's
that I've
bad,
been
Brad.
testing out. Oh, no. Yeah, I like the Big Mickey. I like the Alice. I like the Sapphire Steel deck. I don't know how you do it on turn 6 in that regard. The Scar deck that I'm playing right now, I barely get to use Atlas, but the draw power is there with all the support that she gives everybody else. So I would suggest continue, playing around with it. Hopefully, I would love to see the Big Mickey come out and be more prevalent, especially right now with how big he is. It comes out, and then when he's banned, it's when he's banished, right? And he just hits everything for 5, just a big board wipe. So there's something there that's worth experimenting, but the game's really fast right now, so it's going to be hard to get him out there.
Yeah, in the one game, the guy Hades his little Mickey to play the Big Mickey and bodyguard. It quested everything. Then the next turn, it's a body. I'm pretty sure it's a bodyguard. Then the next turn,
the Mickey is a bodyguard.
Yeah. So the next turn,
I forgot about that.
He quested for 5 with the Big Mickey, then used Hades to throw away Big Mickey in exchange for a little Mickey to completely wipe his opponent's board. And then he quested with everything again and went to like 19 or whatever. It was bonkers. So, obviously that
what
Hades
a combo!
is
You play him and you quest him for 5. Yeah, and then you just banish him to do a board wipe, essentially. That's amazing. I got it. Yeah.
Glimmer for Glimmer or something. Or, I mean, he's not an ally, right? So you can't do the Scar thing on them. But, maybe I guess Dinner Bell wouldn't work because that's the wrong color. But maybe there's some other way that you can remove them from the board and be like, okay, I got my value and I got something out of it. And I get to wipe your board, basically.
Oh, now you mentioned Dinner Bell. I want to put that in my Ruby Steel.
No,
I'm not.
Ultimately, I think the issue with this here that I see is, I think, reliability of getting it out. And also, I think the cards you're running in here would, make your deck weaker, but also run your uninkability count up pretty high. Because both the Trumpet Mickey is uninkable, as is the
2-drop challenger.
All
those
you've got quite a bit of uninkables in your deck, and if you're including the Scar, which, I mean, as we've said, I probably wouldn't because they're not allies in this case. But if you were, for other card draw, you're just again adding to your
although
uninkable count.
So that's why you play him in Emerald and use the ink master.
Right.
Oh,
okay. So
that is been rotated out.
So you play it in you play as long as you play an ally on 1 or 2, right? What you can do is you quest with Big Mickey, support one of the allies with 10 plus 10, then quest with the ally and support theirs onto the Alice, so you can chain the supports. And now at the end of your turn, you have a Scar, or you could Scar one of your allies, which has like 12 like strength or something like that, probably even more.
Right.
You could pump it all into one ally and then send it over to the Alice, basically.
Yeah.
So certainly some interesting options there, but
don't know that it's winning the DLC.
What's up?
Don't know that it's winning the DLC, but it is.
No, I don't know that, but I still want to encourage you to test it out and let us know what you find. Thank you for writing in. I think that was a first time caller. So thank you, Caveman Games. Thank you to Nettie and Kristen for writing in. And if you guys want your questions answered here on the podcast, please feel free to comment below, hit us on our socials at Rules of Villainy, or join us on our Discord where you can comment in the Constituents Corner channel and we can answer your questions on the air. Take it away, Vince.
Well, we'll get into our main segment here. So I think we should probably start off with the winner of the Pro Play Summit Denver 15K CCQ event here with Amber Steel. That's right, you heard me. Amber Steel, not an Amethyst deck.
Amber Steel never changes.
So what do we make of this winning deck here?
So let me ask you this. What do you do when your opponent plays Aurora on 1, Quest the Aurora, plays Tiana on 2, plays Lady Nala on 3, and then Pluto on 4 and Quest with everything? You better hope you have dual. You need double into the unknowns.
You need a genie to sing it.
No, I've got an answer for you, Andy. You get some sort of flammable liquid.
Oh no, don't do that.
No.
Whoa,
put it in a trash can.
We're not doing that.
You sell all of your cards
for
pennies on the dollar.
We're considering crying a little bit for sure.
No, you're gonna be crying.
Yeah. You're hoping that you have.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're in that meme that's just like where everything's on fire.
This is fine.
This is fine.
Brad is saying this is fine. So I went Aurora on 1. Your best case is you get like a Rafiki or a card soldiers on 2 because you're playing Blurple because 90% of the meta is
card soldiers.
Not card soldiers. Royal Guard, Octopus Man. Calamari on 1, and then 2. I get my Tiana out on turn 2. You play a Tipo is your best case, and you ramp.
I think Sail's better because then you can get another 1-drop challenger out there.
So you get another 1-drop out, and then you're gonna swing.
But that's less cards in your hand though too. So
that's fine.
What's less cards?
No, it's the same amount. In fact, it's more.
Yeah, if you've played another 1-drop, so if you've played 1-drop, you Sail, and then I guess you're drawing a card and then replacing it with. My bad. Okay, my bad.
Okay, and then you can take the Aurora out, and then you've got another 1-drop on board. If it's a Basil, though, you might not even be able to. Are you going to send your Basil into the Aurora if that's your 1-drop? You really need it to be Rafiki or a card, not a card soldiers.
That's why. You play Rafiki first. I've been playing Basil first if I have the option, but I think Rafiki needs to be the.
If you're going second against Amber Steel, it seems like it. But then Tiana's come down. Then on turn 3, they go Lady, and Lady and Nala, right? And then they can honestly quest with your Tiana because unless one of your 1-drops is a Basil, you don't have a way to pick.
They don't question They sing strength because they always have strength. So whatever you have on the board is going to be taken out by strength of a raging fire.
And they can sing
always
strength.
have it.
But my point was they can exert Tiana there, even though they don't have the bodyguard yet, because you're about to be on 4 ink, which isn't enough to pay for the tax and be able to swing in with enough strength to take it out. So you're looking at needing, then the Pluto comes down and the quest everything, and now you need an Into the Unknown. So you've basically said, okay, I can't take care of the Tiana. I've played a Genie or something on turn 4, and then you need to be able to sing Into the Unknown and play Into the Unknown, and then
it's gross.
You can hopefully take out the Nala with your Rafiki and the Lady with your card soldier or your Octopus Man.
Your Octopus. And then you want to hope that you have Elsa on 5 or Belle to move some damage that was pushed back. But even the damage that you're moving is just 1, because, all of those cards that you mentioned only hit for 1, with the exception of Pluto, who's just going to take out anything they're into it on first try. Yeah, it's gross, and I hate running into it right now. But and the thing that drives me the most nuts about it is the Tiana on 2 only because of the strength of a raging fire to just completely. It's just like Cindy on 1 now. Like when Tiana comes out a turn early on 2, she can now sing strength. So whatever you have on board is likely going away because they only need 1 or 2 people on board to do that. And most of the time they have 4 because they just drop Lady on turn 3 and get another character out there. So even if you were on the plane, you got Genie out there, they're just going to take care of the genie right away, and then your tempo is just gone entirely, and you're watching them take it away. It's gross. I was so happy they took the one drop Cindy away, but now they're like, that's all right. We'll just have Tiana sing it on 2. I'm like, okay, yeah, well, that's fun. Thanks.
I mean, in theory, you could probably Aurora into. There's got to be like a 3-cost singer 5 that the other Aurora. You could Aurora into Aurora, the heal 1/4 I think, is it 1/4 or 1/3 quest for 2 singer 5. It's Amber legendary.
Oh, the legendary one.
Is healed. You can ready this character or something.
Yep.
So you could have a singer 5 on turn 3, right?
How about we not though?
I mean, there's nothing great.
What would you even sing with a singer 5?
Right, there's nothing great.
You don't need anything. The only songs that you're running are
that's
strengths.
The problem is there's actually nothing. Right. There's no need for that, at least right now.
I'm just saying though that like this Aurora into Tiana problem isn't really an Aurora into Tiana problem. It's an Aurora into any princess problem. So we could see it manifest itself in different ways. Tiana is just like super annoying to deal with. It is Hades, Into the Unknown, Under the Sea, Strength of a Raging Fire. That's about it. Those are like the only efficient ways, if you want to call a Hades efficient, I guess. But it is very brutal to deal with. Kirsten hasn't had much luck in our testing with it. She doesn't like it. She says it's an aggro deck, and
which this deck?
Yeah, the Amber Steel. We've been testing it a bunch. I do think Amethyst Steel has a really, really, really good matchup into it. With
Calhoun,
anything on
all
1.
The threats.
But obviously, ideally Hook, and then Calhoun on 2 is huge.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have the Skater Mim. That is Skater
Tiny
Mim
adversary.
Yeah, Skater Mim. She was a
Skater Mim.
She said, "See you later, Daisy." With my Calhoun that has +1 challenger.
She wasn't good enough for her.
Yeah, and so that can really change the game. The Lilo is another one that also adds. So if they have an exerted Tiana without the bodyguard, and you have a Hook and a Calhoun, and you play the Lilo, you can buff them both to 5, and then -3 each. Just don't pay for it, and you can swing them both in and take out Tiana. Still gain your 2 lore from the Calhoun, and both your characters survive. It's not the greatest situation, but like there's a whole bunch of like utility to be able to take it out. And then like obviously the line of like 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, Pete, or really any 3-drop, and then just Strength of a Raging Fire when after you play your 4-drop and you take out some, their Tiana, or their Pluto or whatever, and then you almost always have more favorable trades than them. And as long as you find your docks or your Yzmas, you're just drawing till the sun come up, drawing all night long. But against like Emerald Sapphire, I've also tested that. I mean, it is that one scenario where you like ramp on 2, ramp twice on turn 3, and then like ramp again on turn 4, and then play Under the Sea, and they're at 19, and then you like have a top deck 4 Hades in a row, and then like that's like the only way you beat aggro, especially if you're on the draw with something like Emerald Sapphire. It's like really, really, really rough. Blurple probably has a hard time too.
Yep. Everything I don't know, man. I'm as you told me earlier, as we were talking about looking at my deck list, like probably too much spice in it, for sure. But I don't know. I'm at a point where just the deck isn't favorable. Like it's not making favorable draws for me in ways that like well, if I don't hit Genie here, if you don't hit your ramp, you're absolutely just dead in the water. Like, and you scolded me earlier. You're like, why you throw, if you don't have ramp, why don't you just throw everything? Like, yeah, that's probably the right way to look at it, actually, because most of the time I was still playing around like, oh, I got a 1-drop, I'm going to keep that. But yeah, I think more importantly, like, the 1-drop is still important though in this meta though, because if you're up against Amber Steel, you need board presence. But even then, like you said, what do you do when suddenly you went from 1 to 4 players or 4 glimmers? It's like, well, was that 1-drop really that important? Because it just got strength and you're now just sitting there with nothing on board. So I don't know, man. I'm struggling. That's why I'm experimenting with other colors right now, and I'm having fun playing the game, but I don't know on a competitive level how serious I'm going to be this set. It's just,
you told us earlier you were going to grind for the DLC, mate.
I did. You're
this
like,
is your
Blurple.
set, Blurple. It's Blurple. It's your Blurple set.
I don't like the mirror match. We talked about it last week. The mirror match is just. And I'm not.
You
good.
will. You are. You are.
I heard RMB. I heard RMB say something actually the other day on one of those Twitter space, Jeremy's Twitter space, and he said there's like 3 variables. There's no in your deck. The one he hammered on the most is like there's the things that you can control, like your deck, your knowledge of the meta, all this stuff. But the one thing that you need more than anything else is just luck. And right now, luck is not on my side. And it is. It's really, really frustrating.
Come on, remember the rules of Villainy team motto: better lucky than good.
Better lucky than good.
Well, when you find some of that luck, throw it my way. No, how you feeling about everything, Vince? I feel like we've been doing a lot of talking.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just taking it all in, listening to you two talk about it. Harder for me to have as much of a comment on it, given that I, skipping a league day has really like taken me out of the meta a little bit. But went to league tonight, and I'm enjoying Blurple, but I'd like to get it up into other matchups. I really want to practice into these more challenging matchups that we have, but I don't know. I have I'll say this much: I know people are really still very, very hot on Dumbo, and I do see its value, but I'm still not very hot on it.
Well, I only have one of them, so it's like I'm borrowing one from Andy just to test 2 of, and even when I do get him out there, it's like
we had 2 for you. We probably got 3 if you really want them all, but
I only wanted to run 2, so I only took.
I mean, you could have 2 more because I'm not putting it in my deck at the moment.
We'll see.
Just
when he's good, he's good. But
that you know what, I will concede that when he's good, but
just
I often find myself still in these scenarios where it's just like, like do I really want to pay the ink to exert a card, gain a lore, to exert a card, gain a lore, draw a card on an evasive? Or, given the board state I'm in, do I want to try, to be more control with that deck? And so I think in a lot of cases, maybe I typically tend to play a little bit more. I like a more control deck.
Yeah.
And so I much more prefer to play that kind of way. Although, I love to draw cards, but I feel like there are better
definitely do
cards to play if your goal is to draw cards. The benefit, I think, like with Dumbo, is that you're not only drawing a card, you're gaining a lore by doing it.
That's how Dumbo works.
What's that?
I said, yeah, that's how Dumbo works.
He's being a smart.
Yeah, obviously. But
I do want to. I'll let Brad go first, but I have an alternative to Dumbo that I want to.
Yeah, and I have an alternative to your. Well, not an alternative, but an idea for your Blurple deck that I've been kind of workshopping a little bit and talking about it in our Discord, and really excited to put it to paper. Have you considered Camilo Madrigal from set 5 or 6? The legendary that.
Well,
but let me tell you why.
Wait. before you go into this, because Brad's
Yeah.
point I realize is actually worth talking about. And so since we're speaking about madrigals, what if I told you there was a 4-drop 3/3 evasive that could draw you a card and gain you 3 lore? And his name is Bruno Madrigal. Okay. You exert and name a card and reveal the top card of your deck. If it is the card you named, you gain 3 lore and put that card into your hand. Okay. So you think Dumbo's cool? Gain 1, draw 1, pay 1, right? No. Draw 3, draw 1, gain 3. Bruno, telling you. It's the spice. Anyway, go on to the better Madrigal, which because I just want to say I agree with everything Brad's about to say. This sounds like a pretty awesome card.
It really is. It was a card that came out and never saw any play. It was actually one of the common legendaries in set 5 is Camilo Madrigal, Family Copycat. And what this card does is it's a 3/7 quest for 1. But whenever this
Can I
character
ask you a question before you get into this, Brad, though?
Yeah.
Why is Bruno on it?
I haven't seen Encanto. Camilo, I think, has some kind of copycat thing.
It's a Bruno.
Are you serious, Brad?
Bruno.
Are you serious? You've never seen Encanto?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
The card name is Camilo. That's why I argued in the Discord about it.
Yeah, he's a shapeshifter, and he's shapeshifting as Bruno. But I made this joke to Brad about how it was Bruno and not Camilo in the Discord, and Brad just shut that down. It was like,
I wasn't in the mood for your crap,
which made me think that you knew.
Camilo, so I was just like, no, I haven't actually sat down. I'm familiar with the music and everything, but I've never actually watched.
It's actually like
Encanto
one of my favorite. It's actually one of my favorite Disney films. It's very, very good. But anyway, I'm sorry.
When we get to it no, you're fine. When we get to it on Disney Date Night, we'll probably watch it before. There's a lot that I need to see, but he's a 3/7, and when his ability is imitate. Whenever this character quests, you may gain lore equal to the lore of a chosen character of yours and return that character to your hand. So what I found, or what I want to do, that I think would be actually really cool, and the fact that not a whole lot. I mean, we'll get to the removal part. We're going to be in that mirror match era where like Hades comes out, but I'm pairing it with Hades. You play him on 7 or on 6. Or not 6. Let me rewind, because you're ramping or whatever. As soon as you get Camilo out on 6 without ramp, 5 with it or 16. More. But then when he's dry, if they haven't done anything to remove him, you play Hades on the next turn. Then you quest Camilo for 1, take 2 from Hades, return Hades back to your hand, and you have an infinite loop of playing that Hades for whatever they play every turn. And it's got to be super annoying.
7 is
until they deal with Camilo. Yeah. 3/7. So they got to run a lot of things into it. Iago's still a thing. So Iago and anything else really takes it out. But if you have your hypnotic strengths and whatever cards that you can quickly get rid of those vanishes and stuff. But
Iago and anything else, like, first off, Iago doesn't take it out. You need to have 3 more damage to be done after.
That's what I say. Iago and Bell or
not
whatever
Elsa,
else.
Not Genie. Not card soldiers.
Not anything else. There's no card soldiers.
Octopus Man.
But I think there's something there in that combo. If Camilo stays out there, you could just infinitely loop that Hades until they can't, or until they do something about it, right? So, and if you keep removing whatever their biggest threat is on the board, then they can't do anything about it. So I think it's fun, but I really want to test it.
It is. One thing I think is a problem with Blurple is this 6-drop spot is really, really weak. There's not anything great for Blurple at the 6 cost spot. And unless you're playing the, flat-footed, Donald Duck flat-footed, that inks off the top on 5, then you're not skipping 6, right? So a lot of people are playing TikTok. I think before they were playing the Ana, the dual ink Ana.
Before they said it was Tamatoa.
yeah. All these are just kind of slow. Tamatoa was great, but all these are just kind of slow in that like TikTok is good, but it only threatens these evasive characters several turns after they've already been played, in theory. It is a turn right before Hades, so Hades removes it. Anything you play on 6 could potentially be wiped out by Hades. And none of them really felt there's nothing on 6 that can just like help the situation of what's going on right now on this turn, right? It's all for the next turn, like a TikTok or the Ana or whatever. Even this Camilo, though. But what this Camilo does is allow you that if you do make it to the next turn, if we are not in a dire situation where we need to deal with this stuff right now, then we're going to start to be able to deal with everything you have over and over and over and over again, because this loop is, I think, incredibly strong. It feels a lot like the Queen loop that we saw some people doing in the first couple tournaments of this set, with the Amber Queen, where you can discard a princess or a queen character and return a character from your discard to your hand. So you basically swap out like your 1-drop Aurora for a dock, play the dock again, get 2 more cards. It became really, really useful. So
yeah, and you would think that it sucks to bounce a character without questing it, right? But like you get the lore from it too, so it's just like it's perfect.
Yeah. But I think it has some pretty interesting implications too, though, because you can basically double up on lore, because you can quest with that character before you quest with this character, and then bounce it back. So you can basically make a card like in a lot of ways, because you can make, you can quest with your Hades for 2, then
not on the turn that you play it, right? Yeah,
this is not on the turn you play it.
Yeah, so
but
this is like you play the Hades and you bounce the Hades each turn. So you're never questing the Hades. He's always in your hand.
How about this one as well? Right. So you use the Camilo. I mean, this is almost like Super Win More, but one of the other cards that is spice that I really do like in any Sapphire deck, the Emerald Sapphire or Blurple,
he's gonna say it,
is the Ratigan. Oh,
Ratigan.
Yeah,
man. And I've been playing around with that.
Now, you think the problem with Ratigan is like, oh, what if I top deck him and I have no cards in hand, right? Yeah. Like, what can I do? Well, you can play him, quest your Camilo, get 4 lore off the Ratigan, and send him back to your hand before he's banished at the end of your turn because you don't have anything to ink. Now, next turn, you draw a card. Hopefully, it's inkable. Play the Ratigan, you ink it, and now there's nothing in the game short of like a miracle, short of a card with Sharpie written on it from Ryan Miller himself, that can remove this Ratigan that has ward. You're looking at B Kings is falling down the rabbit hole.
That's out.
Still, that's out of okay. Double Heads Held High and an Under the Sea. Like we're getting pretty crazy, options here. So like that could be really strong.
To me, though, I mean, it's a pretty cool combo, and I admit that it's cool. It feels very much like these all, honestly, in a lot of respects, these feel very much like win more combos, right? Like you're kind of
just later game combos.
Position.
It's a later game. Yeah, it
can be argued likely to be in a winning position when you play these, and so
not necessarily
kind of like you're probably, I
think it really depends. If you're playing against an early, like an aggro deck or a mid-range deck, and you're playing this late game control deck, and you're at a point where you can afford to play something like a Camilo or a Ratigan and do one of these loops, you're right. It almost seems win more because you've essentially already gotten past that over that hump, if you will, to where you are now starting to be able to control the game. I do really like the Camilo and the Hades loop, because it means that when these aggro decks get to like 17, 18, 19, and they're just top decking and playing one card and forcing you to have an answer every time, we know removal is very, sparse in this set. So being able to just constantly loop that Hades can be incredibly valuable in holding on to, a game that you've sort of turned the corner in.
But I guess my counter to that, though, right, is that, well, I agree with everything you're saying there, but in that instance, the loop you'd actually, I think, want to do against a deck like that would be to leave your Hades on the board, quest with it, bounce it back, then replay it that turn, right? Not
well,
you
no,
just
you
no, you always want
play the Hades.
hand, so
quest the Camilo and bounce it back the exact same turn that you played it. So you never actually quested the Hades. You got the 2 lore off it with the Camilo.
But what I'm saying is by that point in the game, though, why not just play like in this particular situation when you're playing against like these aggro decks that are top decking at this point, and you need to have an immediate answer.
If you can afford a turn to do it, sure.
Why not Why not? You could then use.
Why not? He's saying why not leave the Hades on?
Yeah, why not leave the
board
Hades
for that turn? Yeah, you're right.
Well,
so that way you could play. It ultimately doesn't matter too much. I guess you get 2 extra lore, right? You do get 2 extra lore out of it, and it can or it can challenge instead. But
it's all
because I guess
in my mind,
thing is like
infinite bounce.
But I like this card because though I could see in scenarios where you might want where actually like the target, I like this Hades loop, but I could also see something like using this on something like an Elsa. So, the 5th spirit, so that
same concept.
So you bounce it back, and then basically you can play it and, exert your opponent's card to challenge.
Hades is better.
Sure, Hades. Well, I mean,
but the loop can be used on the Elsa for removal as well.
Better, I think.
Yeah, it can be used on the Elsa as well.
You can also use it on Genie for draw if you need
draw power.
Yeah,
card.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting, and I like to look back at these old cards that never got any play and be like, hey, can we use these now? And I feel like that's how some of the ways the game gets developed is they release these cards that they know are going to be something like Tiana. Tiana came out in Azurite Sea and barely saw any play, and then before Fabled drop, Tiana was like $20 or $30 each to because they knew the players were looking at everything and being like, oh yeah, Tiana can come out on 2 now.
Brawl's gone.
Sisu's gone. Like all this removal is gone. We can play her on 2 now. Amber Steel is just going to be even more annoying, So like, and they have to take that in consideration when they're developing the game. Like, yeah, they're gonna dunk on this card in set 6, but just wait till set 9 when it really shines. I'd like to see that kind of development happen with some of these cards, and I kind of want to try to make Camille work. I don't know that it's going to be, because you're like Vince said at that point, or I think both of you said, the game is super fast with Amber Steel that like you're probably not going to get a chance to do it. If they hit all their stuff. I mean, Andy opened the segment asking, "What do you do when you got Aurora, Tiana, Lady, and Nala on their first 3 turns of the game?" And I'm like, well, I'm not playing Camille anymore because I'm not going to get there, right? So, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things, an idea that I want to play around with it. So
I think it's a good spice card to try out in Blurple. I think it's better than something like Baymax. I think it is. Yeah, it gets you similar.
Like
I mean, Baymax is greedy. Like it's only there for lore. It has no other purpose. At least if you have this Camilo and you win the early game and you can get to a later game, this helps out a lot against those decks that are just trying to play and stick an unexerted character on the board to get that last little bit of lore. And to, what Vince was saying, win more earlier, there are a lot of games, these Blurple mirrors, the Blurple and the Emerald Sapphire, where turn 6, 7, 8, 9, it's like 1-0, right? Like there's these very long drawn out control games, and to be able to constantly recycle a card, be it draw, be it exertion, be it, inkwelling. I think that can be really, really good. And man, 3/7, that is a body. I mean, it's TikTok size. It's essentially TikTok size, which makes it really there's nothing at 7. It's a break point that's beyond what most things can deal with.
Yeah. It is honestly though, I feel like its by far biggest weakness is probably in the mirror match.
Maybe
because like I've started this whole thing
Into
by
the
saying
Unknown.
he comes out right. Into the Unknown exists too, but he comes out right there before their Hades comes out too. So it's a gamble.
Play versus
but
draw is a problem, right? If you're on the draw and they get to Hades first is a problem, but if you're going first and you play this on turn 6 and they're about to go into 6 ink turn, I mean, what is there in Blurple that they're going to play another Elsa and then sing Into the Unknown is really the only thing, which, you know, might be really good, right? Like, I'm not saying that that's not a good play to have there, but presumably
that would actually be a really great play into this particular setup.
But presumably that kind of play happened on turn 5, or the 5 ink turn, which was right before you played Camilo, and, you know, was used on things like your Genie and your Elsa, because you, in the mirror match, you had this similar setup from 1 through 5 ink. And now the difference is the 6 ink, your opponent is going to play something like TikTok, or they're going to be ink inefficient and they're going to play something like a Visions. I mean, it's not inefficient, I guess, but they're going to just have to mishmash something together and play like a Visions and a Genie or something. Or, you know, 3 Basils and a Card Soldiers. I did it on purpose that time, Brad.
I know.
It's an octopus, man.
But yeah, that's my spiel about Camille.
Any other decks we want to talk about?
I'm
having a lot of fun. Oh, go ahead.
You were going to talk about some jank. Before we go into the jank, I did have it listed here that the meta that I've heard a lot of people talking about, like the triangle meta now being a square meta, that the 4 prominent decks are essentially Blurple, Amethyst Steel, Amber Steel, and Emerald Sapphire. I think all of them have essentially earned a spot at the big kids table. They've all done really well, either winning or coming very close to winning some of these big events. And honestly, I have fun playing a lot of them. And I also think that I think people are just sleeping on other decks. Like Brad is going to tell you some propaganda about some jank here in a minute. That said, while this is not Villain Andy approved jank, I will say keep cooking, keep stewing, let that simmer, because I do think there is still plenty of room to make this meta square. Yeah. Keep cooking. This meta square could be
Remy in a little like pot of cards.
And a well done steak.
It could be a meta pentagon. We could be looking at a meta hexagon or an octagon of meta here.
Let's get on to the mayors. Let's get on to the mayors.
Dodecahedron.
Like we're gonna end up on all these shapes.
I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I spent a lot of time talking about Camille and Blurple, and I thought that was enough for me. But I'm having a lot of fun with Ruby Steel. I pretty much net decked a version from the Inkery on Dreamboard. It's one of the top decks on Dreamboard, probably still currently, of Ruby Steel power line deck with Shark. And what I added to it, and they've probably moved onto it as well, is One Last Hope is an extremely undervalued card. Because you can take this card, assuming that the Amber Steel decks don't beat you, from the get go, which you can still handle with Powerline. But if you can get Powerline to sing One Last Hope on a Shark, that the game is over. Like, I don't care if it's 19-0. You're gonna have all the songs in your deck to deal with whatever they have on their board, because that Shark is bringing back all of the actions that you have in the discard. And what One Last Hope does, it gives a character +2 resist. And if it's a hero character, they can challenge readied characters. So the Shark, if you're afraid of turning things sideways, don't worry about it. Just sing One Last Hope on it with Powerline. And then now your Shark has +2 resist, can attack something on the opposing side, whatever it wants for the most part. And a Powerline gets a second action as well. And so you're getting lore from all those actions. You're getting actions returned from the discard with the Shark challenging. And it's really fun. It's a lot of triggers for my taste. I don't like a whole lot of triggers. Andy, when he saw me playing it on Thursday night, or somebody was like, don't forget that. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's something that is part of this combination as well. But it's a lot of fun. The deck list is on Discord. You can also find it on Dream. And
how's it doing against these meta decks?
I haven't played it a whole lot. I don't want to. What? I only get a couple nights a week to play, honestly. But Kristen's Amber Steel Thursday night, pretty much, I put a hurting on. Sorry, Kristen. I was trying to work to avoid saying that I whooped it, but it needs more practice. But what I've done with it so far, the combinations and everything are. And I want to see, I want to get more games in. I want to see how it feels against other decks and how I can improve it because they even have. I'm trying to find it on Dreamboard right now because the Inquiry. I'll put a link in the description below when I find it. They have a whole description of what they've had in the deck, what they're taking out, what they're thinking about trying, and there's a video associated with it as well and how it came to be. And I'm just having a lot of fun, and I hope that it continues to go on the up and up.
I feel like Steel is a great bruiser ink color. It has Strength of Raging Fire, which is one of the few answers to Tiana that exists, and the answers to just like anything that is not exerted that exists. Obviously, it has the One Last Hope that Brad was talking about, but cards like Calhoun, Captain Hook, even the Dragon Genie are just like these great like bruiser cards. And then pairing it with something like Ruby is also just like more bruiser type cards, like these more beefier cards. Ruby has Rush. It had removal until rotation, but it tries to have like removal and stuff. I was even looking at cards like is Prince Eric still in the meta?
Which one? Oh no, he's
banish,
gone.
I banish, you banish.
Yeah.
He's gone.
He's gone. Yep.
But Glimmer for Glimmer is another good one to help sort of break stalemates that has been played with, right?
But is that a dual ink card or is that a
no?
I think that's just pure Ruby. 4 costing uninkable, yeah.
But ultimately, what you sacrifice, what you gain in like this sort of raw power of like Rush or even just sort of strength in general, I think you kind of lose in draw power. I think Amethyst obviously has huge amounts of draw power, and then you also Ruby doesn't really bring much lore gain to the table when you look at and then obviously Amber brings the most of that. So like if you really want a lot of lore gain with some bruiser type cards to help push them around and keep them away from you, you got that Amber Steel. Amethyst Steel, you can draw a ton of cards, and ironically or oddly enough or whatever, tons of these Amethyst cards have really, really great lore stats on them too. Yzma, quest for 2. Dolores draws a card, quest for 2. Genie draws a card, quest for 2. So, you're still able to gain a good amount of lore from these cards. Ruby doesn't really bring that, unfortunately, in my experience. And so I think Ruby Steel has an uphill battle, but
for sure,
I do like it. I played a friend of the podcast, Paul, at I don't remember where we played, a game night or something like that. And he had a Ruby Steel list that beat my Blurple. I mean, I'm really bad at Blurple, but it was pretty good. I mean, we go into that stalemate and then One Last Hope. He was also playing like Longboat, so you could just give everything evasive. He had no cards in hand, and ultimately, I think my Blurple list at the time was too focused on having a ton of cards in hand, and I just wasn't playing my cards, and he was, and so he had no cards in hand. I had like 10 cards in hand, but it didn't matter because all his cards were on the board, and all mine were in my hand.
Yep.
But yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, any other things we want to talk about? All right. Let's get into
Villain of the Week.
Take it away, Mr. Mayor.
So good. Apologies to Gantu.
Oh,
Thank you. We're getting bad at hailing Gantu here. From set 6, the Azurite Sea, we have Tiana, a restaurant owner. She is a 3-cost uninkable 1/4 storyborn hero princess that quests for 2, and she has the ability Special Reservation. Whenever a character of yours is challenged while this character is exerted, the challenging character gets -3 strength this turn unless their player pays 3 ink. The only way to get what you want in this world is through hard work. Art by Marine Josephine.
Also
I said a lot about Tiana already.
Also has an enchanted by was it Corey?
Casey Robin.
Casey Robin. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've actually I feel like we've kind of already covered everything about this in the main segment.
Okay, well then how about this? Let me ask you this.
Hold on.
Go ahead,
I didn't
sorry.
finish what I was gonna say, which is
I'm gonna let you finish. But Tiana's the greatest card of all time.
which is see now you've thrown me off my train here.
Sorry.
here, Andy. No, not you. I was
You were complaining.
No, but we've talked about this in the main segment and how kind of punishing this card is when it's exerted by, forcing you to use your resources in order to challenge. And honestly, like when we look at the Amber Steel decks that this is run in, these are characters that really aren't that hard in general to remove. They're like, 1/4 or, 0/2. Maybe they have resist and stuff. There aren't a ton of cards that are like super hard to necessarily remove. But now when you have to pay a tax, as Andy likes to call it, which I think is actually like a pretty apt way to talk about this, when you're paying an ink tax to then have to use your characters to challenge into it, it prevents you from really taking advantage of that power disparity to remove these really impactful characters that they have on the board. So where you could maybe have some really favorable trades, you now end up actually not being able to make all the favorable trades you want. And then they're able to quest, because a lot of these characters, even this Tiana, are 2 quester characters. Even when you look at like the Nala, it's a 0/2. When 3. It has no damage, it quests for 3, right? So you're looking at so you're looking at some pretty like low cost characters that don't have a lot of strength on them. And you can make a lot of favorable trades, but then the Tiana's like, no, I'm gonna stop you right there. You're gonna have to pay the tax, and sometimes you can't pay the tax depending on when this character comes down. We talked about this earlier in the main segment when you pair this with that Aurora to be able to play this on 2 now.
Yep.
And then you can quest it to get this ability when this is exerted on turn 3 then. So whether you're singing strength or you're just going to quest and take the lore here, you've now put yourself, and it applies to itself. That's the other thing too. So it's not like I'm just going to remove this card, because a lot of these cards are like, I'll give my other characters to do that. This character, the oppression of this card really comes from that ability that it applies to itself. It doesn't say other characters like a lot of these cards do. Whether it be, I'm trying to think of like what are some common cards that give abilities to other characters.
Gives a ward to your other characters, gain ward.
Yeah, so you got that, or I think like supports one, or maybe support is just when it comes on board. I can't remember. Is Scar, does Scar give everybody
your other allies get +1 strength?
Your other allies, so it's not all exerted as well. But there are other cards that have it where it's when it's exerted, it's only your other characters get those cards. This card doesn't. And I think that this puts this right up there as a villain. So anyway, Andy, what's your hypothetical here?
Well, so I was just gonna say, you guys may need to zoom in on your show notes here to zoom in. What do you think is being served at Tiana's restaurant here? It looks like we got like a red bowl with a spoon in it in the front. We got like a pie looking thing. We got a bowl in the back left, and then we got like a drink, and then you kind of see it behind the lantern light. There's also another bowl back there. I'll let you know, that drink, New Orleans down south there, it's probably rum punch. It's gotta be like a rum punch or like a vodka pink lemonade, something like that maybe.
You know what? I can tell you what's being served stunning, villainous. That's what's being served here, right on that platter.
Probably got like a bean soup, maybe like a red bean soup or some sort of, I don't know if it's gumbo, maybe in that front bowl.
What kind of pie? What kind of pie is
It's
it?
got to be pecan, right? Like a pecan pie.
It looks like a strawberry pie without a top on it, though.
Strawberry pie without that? No, there's got to be a pecan
It looks
pie.
like strawberries, but I would prefer a
That's
pecan
like
pie.
this is like a southern. This is like
before,
classic.
somebody's gonna get in the comments say it's pecan,
Pecan.
and I don't know what that's true or not, but
pecan.
I say pecan. Yeah.
I think behind the flour, it's probably, it could just be the light, but it's probably like mac and cheese, right? Like just some sort of like southern mac and cheese. Good old mac and cheese. And then we got probably like a jambalaya or something like that, maybe in the
My
back
question
left.
is
Dirty rice, maybe.
Has Into the Drinklands made that drink?
That's a good question.
Ooh,
I can look that up.
That is a good question.
While I look that up, though, let's talk about the card again, because, man, you know what's worse than one Tiana is when they drop a second one, and then they stack, and then you just can't challenge anything, and you might as well just go to the next game.
Do you think Into the Drinklands is looking to collaborate, where we like drink some of these drinks that they like?
I would certainly
like a cold ones. You guys ever seen that that video series? I think it's a podcast.
I've never seen cold
cast.
ones, but I've heard hot ones.
It's like a play on hot ones. It's cold ones. They like drink. They just like drink a bunch of. They do drinking games or like drink.
Their last post was probably a send off for Be Prepared, as it's next to Be Prepared is a Cherry Long Island, but I do not see anything for Tiana on their Twitter. I will link everything if everybody. There is a Twitter called Into the Drinklands that makes Lorcana card themed drinks every now and then, and they all look delicious. So definitely go check that out.
Yeah,
I actually did one of these drinks one time when we did the Adventures of Winnie the Pooh for Disney Date Night. We had
was it good?
It was very, very good.
Maybe I'll like maybe I can make that part of. I'll fill my mug with an Into the Drinklands drink every episode.
Perhaps.
And review
so,
it.
Mr. Mayor, can you tell us a little bit about these artists?
Certainly can. You sure you don't want to hear more about food, though?
I'm positive.
Marine Josephine is the artist for the card proper. They only have 2 cards in the game. It is this Tiana, but the other is an enchanted for Look at This Family. Very beautiful card. I believe Andy has that one, right? You have most of the enchanted. I'm going to assume that you
let me just like whip out my giant binder of enchanteds here. No big deal or anything.
And the Enchanted Tiana by Casey Robin, they have 5 cards in the game, 2 of them enchanted, the Tiana and the Cinderella Ballroom Sensation, which Andy did just recently acquire at Gen Con. It's not their first time drawing Tiana either. They have the set 2 Tiana True Princess. It's a gorgeous card.
I have the
there it is.
Enchanted.
You do.
And then
but the Tiana from set 2 is a 5/3 quest for 3. And then, of course, the Ballroom Sensation proper and Yzma Scary Beyond All Reason are the 5 cards by Casey. So, but yeah, they all are beautiful, beautiful cards. And so I'll have a link in the description below for all of their artwork if you want to go check that out. And that'll wrap it up for the artist showcase.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let
us know your
that was the other one
of the week. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you're joining us on audio, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.
And if you're joining us on YouTube, which if you're not, you really should, because you missed me just showing off all of those enchanteds that Brad rattled off. Be sure to give us a like and a subscribe and ring the bell so you can check us out for all of the content that we do. Brad, take it away.
We understand your time is valuable, so we appreciate you spending a little bit of it with us. If you'd like to follow along as we plot our devious plans, consider following us on our socials. We're on Instagram, Blue Sky, and the platform formerly known as Twitter, and TikTok at Rules of Villainy. We also have a growing community on Discord in which you can join with the link below.
How many days, Vince?
Until next week, stay safe, fellow villains. Be wary of wannabe heroes who want to disrupt your villainous plans. And as always, remember the rules of villainy.
How many days without an enchanted so far, Vince?
Too many. We're on day 27.
27. Okay.
No.